Hey everybody, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here for a different type of video. I had a couple of people ask me how I organize my inks, and I'm going to show you, I guess, my haphazard way of organizing them, but I'll also show you my spreadsheet. I've been asked to also show how I organize my pens and inks in my lovely spreadsheet. If you don't know me that well, I love spreadsheets. Yes, I do. I love being able to filter things. And anyway, I feel like that's a whole other video, but oh, there goes Lucy barking. But anyways, what I wanted to show you was really my system for cataloging my inks and what happens or what my process is when I introduce a new ink into my collection. So the first thing that I do when I receive inks, whether it be samples from friends or bottles, is I do a swatch. So let's move this out of the way actually and go into my pen and ink journal. So what I do is I take my pen and ink journal, and when I get inks from a friend, I end up swatching them in here first. And I always like to film a video. One, because the videos for me are a way of cataloging what I've received. So I swatch them all in here. And then what I do is also take a square size of Rhodia paper to do a little swatch on as well. And then I also do this pen and ink catalog where I organize all of the inks by color family. Now, the difference between these two is that all these Rhodia pieces of paper are every single ink that I have ever tried in the almost 4 years that I have been collecting fountain pens and fountain pen inks. So this for me is just a alphabetical organization of every ink that I have ever tried. Have I flipped through every one of these recently? No, I kind of just catalog things and keep them in there. And for me, it's just a way to basically say, I've tried that, I've tried that, I've tried that. So I feel like I should actually just change this and put it like that, which is also a little bit easier to flip through until I fill that space. But anyway, although I don't think it'll fit in my drawer that way, but we'll keep it like this for now. So then this I decided to come up with because while this is organized alphabetically, this is organized by color family, which is easier for me to flip through when I'm trying to find a pen and ink combination to match. Now this, because I started this I think in either 2024 or 2023, does not have every ink that I've ever tried. And a lot of these inks I also no longer have in my collection, but this allows me to compare new inks that come in to inks that I have already tried in the different color families. This is made with Tomoe River paper that I purchased off of Amazon that I cut down and then punch holes in, and then I cut slits in these pieces of paper so that they fit into this binder very easily. I will include a link in the description to the video of me setting this up. Originally, I had set this up so that I could also catalog all of my pens, but this just became the ink catalog, which I could actually organize it by color with these tabs. But anyway, this is what the blank sheet looks like when I've prepped them. I use these stamps that I got from Muse Pens, but I believe you can purchase them almost anywhere. And I stamp them so that they're basically ready to go for each color family. I just do a quick swatch and write the name. And for me, it's helpful to see how similar the new ink that I'm bringing in is to other inks that I've tried. And this is a really quick reference for me. So that is the ink catalog in an A5 binder that I purchased off of Amazon. This is the catalog of every ink that I've ever tried since starting my pen and ink journey. And this is on Rhodia paper. So excuse me, after swatching them on a page like this, I swatch them here, I swatch them here. And then if I actually have a bottle that I've brought into my collection, I swatch a Wearingle swatch card and then keep them actually in this business card holder to keep all of these. Now, I'm organizing this because I realized I didn't necessarily need a swatch card of every ink that I've ever tried, because that is what this is for and that's what this is for. I wanted to keep catalog more of the bottles that I own, and even that became a bit of a tiring practice, so I don't know if I'll actually continue with this. But I see some people who do have a great collection of their swatch cards and it looks fantastic. I don't think it's necessarily for me though, so we'll see how I feel about this going down the road. So that's what I do when I bring a new ink or am trying a new ink. And then once I am ready to actually use a pen and ink combination, I then keep track of that in my, here we go, in my currently inked. But then in the month of March, I also started keeping track of how often I was using a pen and ink combination. So for example, where'd it go? In this lovely graph, I love this thing because I keep track of every pen and ink combination and how often I used each one of them. So for me, being able to keep track of my usage and keep track of what I'm bringing in helps me to basically keep track of it in my head. Alongside that, I also have my Hobonichi A6 Hone, where I'm doing lovelies and tangles and paper swatches with all the pen and ink pairings. Now I'm trying to see what else I am missing here. I'll show you quickly my my ink storage and how they're organized, because I feel like it's really haphazard, and I keep saying that, but some people might look at this and be like, oh, that's a lot more organized than I have it. But all right, let me show you. Okay, so this is my desk, and I'm going to take you through to one of the shelves that are attached on my desk. So this here is, please ignore that bottle of acrylic paint. This shelf here houses this ink sample vial holder. This is from Fountain Pendulum, and this houses all of the ink samples that I have not yet put into a pen. And I keep this separate from other ink samples because for me, if this is in front of my face all the time, I know that I need to put these into a pen. Then I also have, moving over here, we have ink bottles that don't necessarily fit into my drawer. And I don't know how I feel about having inks that don't fit in my drawer, but now that it's overflowing by this much, it's okay. But then we'll move down to this area where this is where I keep ink samples. So these are ink samples that I've already put into pens and decided that I want to keep these inks for another use. So for example, there's actually not a lot left, like Private Reserve Avocado. This one's Robert Oster Hemp, which I had just used earlier this month. And then we've got some Diamine Ink Vent, and then some of the smaller Diamine bottles. So these are my ones that I have already tried and I wanted to keep for a future use. And then underneath that is my drawer of my ink bottles. This one is very full. Very full. So now, alongside all of that, how do I keep all of those ink samples straight in my head? Some people have a list that they keep in a notebook, but me, I have a spreadsheet. I'll go ahead and show you right now. So here we have my fountain pens and inks spreadsheet. I talk about this spreadsheet all the time in my videos, so I thought I'd finally share this with you. I have here this first tab, my stats tab, and I share the stats tab with you every time I do my progress update, or I share what stats go on in my progress update. For me, I like being able to see the numbers, and it helps me with trying not to consume too much and trying to decrease my overconsumption and buying too much. And I will be able to see exactly, what I've purchased, and I'll be going into April going like, why did I purchase so many? Or, why was I gifted so many? And just trying to balance it out. For me, collecting this data is helpful for me to observe my own behavior and to make sure that I'm not going too far, over consumption in, pens and inks. And I've been doing this since 2023, and I've found it really, really helpful in terms of keeping track of what I spend. Then in the next tab, this is where I keep track of all of my pens. It is currently ordered from the date that I purchased them. But then the wonderful thing about spreadsheets is that you can filter, and you can filter by brand. So I can show exactly what I have based on brand. Oh, and I love that. I love being able to, oh gosh, this for any spreadsheet buff or any data analyst out there, being able to filter a spreadsheet like this is so fun. For me, it's fun. And then the next tab I have is my currently inked tab. This one is probably a little bit extra for most people. I have a list of all the pens I have, and then every month of the year, I keep track of what pen and ink pairing I'm going to use for that month. And as you can see, for April, for my 15 inks 30 days, I had already planned it out. I don't do things randomly. I like to pair them. And then for May, I also already have my currently inked all planned out. And this is mostly because I want to be able to use what I've got. So for example, that fountain pen stand or the fountain pen ink sample stand that I showed you with inks that I have yet to put in a pen. I keep track of that so that I make sure that I am actually trying them out and using them. But I'm also making sure that I am using inks that, for example, Sailor Shiki or Yozakura, I haven't used in a pen in a while. And that's been in my collection for quite a while. So I want to make sure that I use them. So it's making sure that I'm actually using my collection is the purpose really of this whole spreadsheet. Then we have my list of nibs here just to make sure that I can keep track of any specialty nibs or nib grinds and that I don't go losing a specific grind because I had given it away to somebody. Then here we have all of the ink samples that I currently own. Again, this is to help me keep track of what I have. And that way I'm not getting duplicates of anything, or if I have tried something, I'll know because hidden here are basically all of the inks that I have ever tried. And I know there's way more than that. Like if I select all, for example, I'll be able to see all of the ink samples that I've ever tried and have given away or have used. So this for me is extremely helpful when looking at my overall collection. So I'll go ahead and hide that again. Gosh, when I look at how many are here, it's amazing to me how many I've tried. So I'll go ahead and hide that. And then next we have ink bottles organized in the same way, so organized by brand. And then any that I have sold or used up will actually be hidden here. So again, the same thing for my ink samples. I also do for my bottles. And actually one of the things that I didn't show was in my pens tab. It's also hidden here. I'm not going to show this, but hidden here will reveal every single pen that I've ever owned. And the ones that are hidden are the ones that I have sold. And those are the tabs that I have. I'm not going to show the goal or budget because that one is a little bit more personal, but these are the tabs that I currently have. So we have stats, pens, currently inked, nibs, ink samples, and ink bottles. They're not in any particular order. It's just these are the ones that I seem to go towards the most. So that is my lovely spreadsheet. So that is my overall setup for how I organize my inks and how I guess I process them from when I bring them in. I really like having this system. It works for me, and I like being able to catalog what I have, what I've acquired, and keep track of all of that for myself. Now, this system may not work for everybody, or some people might find this extra, and that's okay. This is the system that works for me. And if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. It's what I enjoy and what I like in this hobby, and that may not suit everyone. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I forgot what I'm going to say. But yes, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.